All right, here is problem 2. And so this time we're working backwards. So if we know the zeros, then we know the factors. So if 4 is a 0, x minus 4 is a factor. If 5 plus 2i is a 0, then x minus 5 plus 2i, which has to be in parentheses, is a factor. The other factor that goes with it, we always need those non-real answers to occur in conjugate pairs. And so we know if 5 plus 2i is a solution, so is 5 minus 2i. And so basically this is the answer. It's just not written in an acceptable way because I can't have i's in my original equation. Just like in number 1, there were no i's in the original problem, even though we ended up with i's in the answer. And so basically we're going to need to sort of FOIL this out. And so first thing I'm going to do is get rid of those inside parentheses. And I'm going to multiply these two using a big generic rectangle. And what should happen is the i's should all disappear. Make a rectangle here, so I'm going to have x minus 5 minus 2i and x minus 5 plus 2i. And so 3 by 3, so I'm going to have these 9 boxes to fill in, and just be careful with your negatives and your i's. So x times x minus 5x minus 2ix minus 5x plus 25 plus 10i plus 2ix minus 10i, hopefully I'm not making any mistakes here, minus 2i squared. So we're now looking for a bunch of stuff to cancel, particularly the stuff with the i's. So 2ix minus 2ix, 10i minus 10i, and then of course I squared, whoops, right as I said, I hope I'm not making a mistake, 2 times 2 is 4, right? So this is minus 4i squared. And so I squared is negative 1. And so now when I put those boxes together, I'm going to have an x squared, 5x and 5x give me minus 10x. And then this one becomes negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4, so it becomes plus 29. And don't forget that x minus 4 is still sitting there. Not a bad idea to check your answer. If you got your calculator handy here, we'll do the quadratic formula. So I did that there. We've got 1, negative 10, 29, and 5 plus 2i. 5 minus 2i. So which is just what I wanted. I've got my answer. No i's left in the original problem. It's not totally multiplied out yet, but I'm okay with that as long as there are no i's left in the answer. If I wanted it written in sort of standard cubic format, I would have to multiply out these two things using another generic rectangle. All right, hope those went well. Have a good rest of the day. Get lots of work done.